morning. I'm here with KPH Raven. I am actually finally intending on riding him today. I feel like I'm ready. I hope he's ready after his unscheduled breaks, and several of them. So what I'm going to do to warm him up today, rather than lunging him, because we've done that, is just do some groundwork with him. So just get him moving off pressure, making sure he's listening to me before I get on him. So I'm just going to ask him to step his hindquarters around to begin with. So essentially, if you can't get a horse to move off pressure on the ground, you're not going to get it to move off pressure on its back. So the things that I'm doing with Raven now are things that I generally teach them just as I'm saddling them up. I don't make a big deal out of it. I want to be able to move around them when I'm saddling them up, so that means I want them to move away from me if I need them to. It also makes it a heck of a lot easier for the farrier who's doing their feed. If they get too close to a rail or a fence in your tie-up area or a wall, if you can just get them to move off pressure, then you make the farrier's job easier. Also, obviously, picking up their feet. So I would like him to be able to rein back as well under saddle. So if I teach him to move backwards from the ground, it's going to make it easier when I want him to rein back under saddle. Same as getting him to move off pressure from his side, roughly where my leg would be. If he doesn't do this from the ground, then doing a turn about the forehand is going to be impossible. The turn on the forehand obviously being the first of your basic lateral movements, then moving forward into the leg yield and your shoulder and your traver, etc. So, okay, so obviously what I can see here is he moves much better off the right side than the left side. I do like that he's standing still while I move around him, because that's what I want him to do. Good boy. But I also want him to move. Good. Good. And step. Move more efficiently off the left side. Good. All right. So he's come back to me when I asked him to come back. Now we can start to do a little circle. Look on. And step the hindquarters out on a small circle. So this is. But what I want him to do is step the hindquarters out without stepping onto the left shoulder, which is what he just did then. Then move. So I've got the whip in my right hand. Walk on. Step. Just in case I need it. Provides a little bit of backup. I'm just tapping in with the whip. It's just not as. Come on. Good. Good. Do not pull. He's just having a little pull there, so just give him a little steady and ask him not to do that. Come here. Good boy. All right, he's listening better. Come. Good boy. Good. 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 Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. The value of teaching them is so much easier off my right side. Good. I can barely got any pressure on here, and he's stepping out and around. Good. And now I stopped, so he stopped. So itchy nose, in case you're wondering what I was doing. Come. Definitely not as good off my left side. So that will carry through to under saddle. Okay, I'm going to try it off the left again. Look on. Better. Better. Come on, step. Step. What I'm looking for, is that inside hind leg. Yeah. Step across and under. Across. Across. Whoa. Let's go down a little bit. Whoa. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay, so he read the textbook. Come. Good. Come. So, like I've said, I don't do treats. Come. There was lots of pats. Come, come. Definitely not as good off this left side, not as responsive to follow me. Good boy. Try a little rein back. Good. Step, step, step. Good. Step, step. Good. Step. Good. Good. And what I'm looking for is when I ask him to go backwards, oof, is not on the inside, that's better. Him to go backwards straight, not steering his hindquarters off to one side or the other. So if he was doing that, then I could put him next to the fence and put the fence on the side that the hindquarter is veering off to. Good boy! Now, if I was feeling really brave, I'd let go of the reins, but having him take off with like a $4,500 saddle would probably make me cry. And good, knowing Raven, he'd do that just for shits and giggles. Alright, I'm just going to check this is still recording. Alright, so now the test, now that I'm on, tester is, can we just do what we practiced on the ground under saddle? Now I like these little basic, getting a fly, lateral exercises in my warm-up because it gives them something to think about other than potentially removing me from their back. Now you can say if I trained the horse properly, wouldn't want to remove me from his back. Well, I've ridden some pretty crazy fucking horses. And quite frankly, he'd bark just for shits and giggles because he does it on the, oh man. On the lunge. So the more I ride him, the better he gets, but he has got that little bit of a cheeky tendency. So I just work around it. Horses aren't robots. They have personalities and feelings. Good. And like I said, clearly demonstrates there as well. Clearly much better off my right leg than my left leg. But we've done a turn about the forehand in each direction. So now I'm going to ride a little bit of quarters out on the circle. Now the great thing about lateral movements is if you have got something a little bit humpy or difficult when you get on it, the more you move it around and make it not straight, as the case may be, the harder it is for them to try and buck you off. So if I got on him and went, oh, like he's a little tight in the back, he feels a little off today, I'm going to like cling on to him and not let him walk out, I'm going to create a problem that's actually not there. Like this horse is quite soft through the back. And so now I'm just working the back end. I'm moving the hindquarters out onto the slightly larger circle and trying to maintain control. Really got to sort my phone out. Right, so now I'm going to do the same thing on the easy side, which is ride some quarters out on the circle. So we've got about 3 minutes worth of video left. I can feel that he's much softer on this side, but also what he's wanting to do is drift his shoulders out as well. So my job is to keep, control of where the shoulders are going and the hindquarters. So if I wanted him to move the shoulders out, like here, and I'll move him out, like I'll move the whole body over, that's leg yielding. That wasn't what I was asking for. What I was asking for is simply quarters out. So essentially, what I was doing on the ground was keeping control of the two parts of the body, so the shoulders and the hindquarters, and I've just added in the third element of the head here, because I want him working on the bit, and I want him working around, which is why I worked him in the quarter lunge and prepared him for going under saddle. So essentially, it's an extended warm-up. I'm going to do a turn about the forehand change direction again. Good. That's easy. Then I want to do another one off my left leg, go back the other way. So before I get on a horse, I like to prepare it to be ridden. It makes it easier for it. So the stronger he is, the easier he finds it to carry himself. The easier he'll find it to carry me. The more obedient I have him on the ground, the more control I have over him. So then if he does detract and remove me from his back, I've got more tools in my artillery to control where his body's going. So, for example, if he has no concept of contact on his mouth, he's just going to lean on that contact and pull if I try and pull his head up when he's bucking. Or if I try and turn him, he's not going to bloody well turn, is he? So, pretty much, I think we're going to run out of video soon. However, I'm going to have a little trot. See if he can ride some quarters out. So what's happening here is he's wanting to push his quarters in and fall out of that outside shoulder, which is not what I want to do. I'm staying in sitting trot because, don't cough. Ah, he's fine. I also find it easier to control something with my ass in the saddle. If I'm worried about something, I'll stay in sit trot for longer. Quarters out. The earbud's going to fall out. Little quarters out. Now, if you can't get the quarters out on the harder side, go to the easy side. That was a little quarters out. He's not going to make that second turn without losing balance. He's wanting to fall on that right shoulder. So I'll make it easy for him. Make a transition back to walk. Little quarters out on the easy side. Nice little against my hands. Shit. Sort it out. I must have control over him. Quarters out. Good. Again. Oh, a breather. Good. So if he's pushing his quarters out, he can't push off both legs and kick up with me. Not that he's going to do that for a case example of a horse that might want to do that, might want to remove it from his back. So I'm there because he's a little against my hands. Start to flex him in and out. That's going to be it for our video today. So where I'm going to take this is going a little bit large on the long side, cruising around.